Today we will go through two of my favorite ways of reaching goals. The first step is looking at what obstacles are in my way of reaching my goal. Is it some people around me that are dragging me down or making fun of my goals, or that I'm trying something new that I need to spend less time with or get rid of completely? Is it something with my health that I need to fix? Perhaps it's a fear you have for a certain situation that hinders you to do what you want. And it's really important to focus on what is holding us back. Otherwise, we're driving around with a car with one foot on the gas pedal and one on the brake. And we're wondering why the engine is boiling, why we're not getting ahead, but the engine is working so hard and we feel so frustrated and we cannot get ahead. Let's say a sprinter athlete. They want to be able to go as fast as they can from point A to point B. And what they need to do is that the right muscles need to be working, but the opposite muscles, they need to be totally relaxed. This is the way that they can move the fastest. And if they would be tense in the opposite muscles, in the wrong muscles, and be very stiff in their body, they would not move 1 millimeter. So for them, it's very important to move the right muscles to get ahead. The same is true for everything that we do. The energy needs to be focused into the right action and cannot go into actions that contradict what we're trying to do. When we play an instrument, it's the same thing that many students, they try too hard. It was the same for me. And when we try too hard and tense our muscles, the music doesn't flow very freely. So we need to be able to be relaxed, to let the right muscles move, to let the music flow, rather than holding it back with our own effort. And the same is true in life if we want to have better relationships, better health, a better business, whatever area we want to improve, and where we have set a goal to have excellent health, for example, or have a profitable business. We need to make sure that our focus and energy goes into the right actions and that are not going into actions that are actually contradicting what we're trying to achieve. But many of us actually are doing these things. So identifying what these activities that we are doing that is actually hindering our progress, that is a very effective exercise, and that has helped me a lot. Because imagine if you're trying to run and you're carrying baggage of 20 kilos and you're trying to run up some stairs or something, and suddenly you just realize, oh, if I let this backpack of 20 kilos go, I can actually go with ease. I don't have to make so much effort to reach there. Practical examples of this that I've done is just when I had started my business a couple of years after. I was dating someone and we had a lovely time together, but she was convinced that money was the root of all evil, and she made it her mission to try to convince me that, so that I also thought that money was the root of all evil. And when you're running a business, it's very important to focus on making the business profitable and making the business survive. So having a belief like this would be detrimental to be able to run it. So I needed to decide to sacrifice this relationship because I really wanted to make my business work. So I thought to myself, this is my priority. There are plenty more fish in the sea that would support me in this project, in my running my business. And way back when I had just started my company, I was starting to set goals for myself. Some of my old friends and acquaintances, they started to be uncomfortable with me trying these new things, because I was starting to set goals and started to trying to do things that they were not doing, and they became uncomfortable around that, and they started to criticize what I was doing and making fun of my projects. And I also needed to ask myself, who do I really want to spend time with, and can I really afford to spend time with these people who are trying to pull me back to their level and trying to make me uncomfortable in these situations? So these people I needed to reduce time with, and some cut out completely, in order to remove that obstacle so I could move ahead much faster and with much more ease. Another obstacle that a friend of mine pointed out to me was using social media, scrolling too much on my phone, because that was taking a lot of my time. And I was seeing that if I would continue to do that, that would actually be contradictory to what I was trying to achieve, because it didn't give me anything back, rather than just some satisfaction in the moment. It was like just having mental candy that just gave me a temporary satisfaction but no long lasting result. So he showed me this app that I could install to block out these social media apps and websites so that I did not enter them. And that was, when I look back now, that was really an amazing thing that I did to free up more time and focus to things that I really wanted to do. Because the creators of these apps, they are really fantastic of manipulation. They're masters of manipulation and dragging our attention in, and they want to take as much attention from us as possible rather than us being able to use that attention and that focus for something that we really want to accomplish, and inserting that in areas that give us real fulfillment and real results in life. Part 2 of this video is about also focusing on what skills and knowledge we need to acquire in order to reach our goals. It may be obvious that we need to learn new things in order to get ahead and to do what we want to do. But one trap that I can easily fall in is I really enjoy learning lots of different things, and I can really see it. I get the same kick out of learning many different fields. But something that is important to focus on is to focus on what type of particular knowledge or what area could I develop right now that would have the biggest impact at this moment. What could have the biggest impact to reach the goal I've set for myself? Whether it is around relationships, whether it's around our business or our health. What particular expertise or area or knowledge can I focus on acquiring or learning right now so that I get closer to my goal? For example, skills that have been really helpful for me have been to learn sales, to learn how to communicate better, but also learning how to present a product or present something to someone and make them want to buy it. That was a really valuable skill, and I think that is really valuable for anyone who wants to do anything in business. And reading books about this area, going to seminars, doing role play with a friend, for example, everything that I did in order to increase my knowledge and skills in this area had a direct effect on how well my business was doing and the growth of my net worth. So that particular area was really, really helpful for me. Another thing that really helped me was to become a better planner, because in my early 20s I was very spontaneous, and I could focus on the shiny object syndrome, so to speak, that I saw something, okay, I want to do this, or I saw something else, oh no, I want to do that. So I didn't really have a focused plan on what to do and how to achieve that. Another part of that is that I did not discern between important and unimportant tasks. So I used to think that for me to have a productive day, I needed to do about 6 or 7 different things when I started being self-employed. But I did not actually look at, okay, was that the right important things to do? I was mostly focusing on, okay, I washed my clothes, I cooked, I cleaned, I did all of these things, but they were actually just maintenance tasks. They didn't really make me go forward. But doing that and counting those activities made me feel productive, but I wasn't actually really doing anything. So taking a quite expensive course on planning, how to plan my week, how to become more organized, how to make sure that I focused on the right things, thinking ahead in the future, making a plan to achieve that. That was really a great investment that I did. It made me more efficient and made me think more clearly about the things that I really wanted and how I could achieve those, and what things I needed to plan so that I achieved that. And also at the same time, how I could have a balance in life, not just focusing on business, for example, but also having relationship, focusing on my health and how these things interacted with each other. So that for me was also a great investment that I did. Early in my 20s, I also took a course on personal finance, which was really great, because before that I had mostly most of my finances were just money coming in and money going out to different things. I didn't keep track of how much I had, and I didn't have such a detailed or refined view of analyzing my own finances. But I remember particularly one exercise that we did, and that was writing down a list of all assets that we owned. So, and in that list we also wrote down how much we had paid for that asset and what it was worth now. Just by doing this exercise, getting a clear view in front of me on a piece of paper of my own personal finances, that was really eye-opening, because I could calculate my net worth for the first time. My assets minus my liabilities, basically. I could also very clearly see that some assets that I had purchased new was worth maybe half of that, and I saw directly, oh shit, that was such a stupid financial decision to make. I should have bought that second hand. I should have bought that used, and that would have kept its value, and I could have, the rest of that money I could have invested in real investments that appreciate, that grow in value. Because I also became very aware of that money that I had invested, they started to grow. So focusing on specific things that can really help us get closer to our goal can be really a fantastic way of developing. And at the same time, focusing on what our obstacles are and making a plan to attack and erase those obstacles. Doing both of those things will have an effect of making that car go faster forward. Because if we before was driving with one foot on the gas pedal and one foot on the brake, and the engine was just boiling and we didn't go anywhere, when we take that foot off of the brake, the car will go faster. And when we invest in how to make that engine more efficient by taking the right knowledge, the right courses, and learning the special skills on how to do all those mechanics, the car will go faster forward. One thing that is also important to point out, that the courses and the coaching that I took was quite expensive for me at the time. I really needed to make a decision to do that instead of going on holidays, for example, or instead of buying fancy things. I lived in very simple apartment or rented rooms, and instead of upgrading how I lived, I invested in knowledge. I invested in developing my own skills so that I could go forward. That was the way I did it, and that took a little bit of courage, but I could really see the benefit of doing that. I could really see that would pay off more in the future. So sometimes taking some money out of our pocket and investing that back in ourselves, that is one of the best investments that we can do, because that investment will always stay with us. We cannot be taxed for it. It's inherent. We can use it if we move to different countries. We can use it in our business or as an employee. That will stay with us. So making that investment can be really, really powerful, but we need to make sure that it's the specific right knowledge that we acquire. So try to make a plan out of this. I will certainly do the same process again, because I want to double down on what really has worked in my own life. So see, are there people that we need to spend less time with that are dragging us down, for example, in criticizing what we're trying to do, or not encouraging us to do what we really want to do? Or the ways we could reorganize our finances to reinvest more back into ourselves? What are that specific knowledge that we need right now? How could we invest in that so that will pay off in the future for us? When we do those things, that will have a powerful effect in our life. So see how you can apply these things. I will go back and do this exercise again, because I can see that it has worked great in the past for me. So have a great week, and see you next week.